I guess the natural evolution from apes on horses is hawks on apes on horses? I mean, I don't disagree. Hey everyone, I'm the guy with no name. Thanks for stopping by my channel. So I'm definitely getting this review out way later than I wanted to. Unfortunately, everyone in my family, my wife and daughter, except me, got a really bad stomach virus, and everyone's just now over it. And actually, if you've watched season 4 of The Walking Dead, I felt a lot like Herschel tending to the sick people in the prison cells, but it was bad. Anyways, now that that's over, it's finally time to talk about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So the film takes place many generations after the death of Caesar, who, as you'll recall, was the protagonist of the most recent Apes trilogy. And we follow an ape named Noah and his friends, who are on a quest to find their own falcon eggs, which they plan on nurturing and growing to be their companions. Noah's father is the leader of a peaceful tribe of primates who use falconry as a means of survival, and it serves as a rite of passage of sorts. They are aware of a tunnel near the forest where outsiders have been known to come through from time to time. But everything changes when a sinister group bent on conquering all in their path uses the tunnel and makes contact with them. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is directed by Wes Ball and stars Owen Teague as Noah, Freya Allen as a mysterious female human who seems different from the rest of her mute, barely intelligent counterparts, Peter Macon as Raka, an orangutan Noah meets who happens to be a devotee of Caesar's original, unaltered teachings, and Kevin Durand as Proximus Caesar, a despotic ape ruler who gained power by means of twisting Caesar's teachings for his own benefit. Let me start off by saying that the visuals are some of the best that I've seen in any movie. And sure, the apes looked good in the previous trilogy, but I feel like in this one they look even better. And this especially means a lot to me because I feel like lately special effects like CGI have really gone downhill, and I'm really happy to see movies like this one do it right. The story is also great, and Wes Ball does an amazing job telling it. There's a lot of surprising moments that kept me on my toes, a lot of tense moments, and this all really is put together and elevated by a great script. Freya Allen's character is particularly intriguing, and her storyline really has huge implications for future installments that the movie sets up. And honestly, I am looking forward to future installments, and I hope they make more, because as far as I'm concerned, out of the last 4 movies that they've made, I've liked them all. So bring it on. There's still lots of potential. By now, I would imagine you've heard some people saying that this movie can be slow or even boring at times, and I personally disagree. I never found myself getting bored, though I will say there were certain times where it was slow enough that if it just dragged on a bit longer, maybe I would have been bored, but I never actually got there. So I think it's just all about having the right mindset and being in the right mood. It's a slow burn, so expect that going into it, and maybe go into the movie when you're in the mood for it. I mean, for instance, sometimes there are moods that I'm in where I would much prefer watching a John Wick movie, but then there are other times that I much prefer watching a Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy movie. So it kind of just depends, just going with the right attitude and right mindset, and I think you'll enjoy it. I think there's enough good here that you won't be bored. But I will say my one complaint, and I gotta be very vague about this because it's definitely has to do with the spoiler, but I'll be super vague, don't worry. There's let's say a big problem that was set up in the movie, and near the very end, that problem, like in most movies, is solved. I just feel like the way the solution presents itself, it just feels a bit convenient and a bit weird and maybe almost unrealistic. And I don't want to say more than that, but I just watched it and I remember in the movie kind of sitting there going, I don't know how I feel about that. And maybe I still need more time for it to sit with me, maybe even have another viewing, but I kind of just thought it was a lame resolution. Ultimately, if you liked the previous trilogy, let's call it the Caesar trilogy, then I think you're for sure gonna like this one, at least to a certain degree, because it's similar enough and is in the same vein that I think anyone who goes from that to this one is probably going to at least enjoy it to a certain degree. If you didn't like the Caesar trilogy, then I'd say it's about a 50-50 shot if you like this one. I think this one could win people in that camp over, but also not win others in that camp over. It kind of depends. It's kind of hard to say. It's practically a coin toss. And then finally, if you have not seen the Caesar trilogy, which one, I would recommend watching it first just because they're good movies. Rise, Dawn, and War, I did like them all. Sure, to varying degrees, but I enjoyed them a lot. I own them. I have a Caesar Funko Pop back there if you can see it. So I much recommend that you would watch them, but even if you don't want to, they're not required viewing because this one actually does do a great job of catching you up, and you won't be lost. You'll understand the basics of and the gist of what's going on. So that's great. I would rank it overall, it's really hard. I guess overall 4 out of 5 stars, almost 4.5 out of 5, but not quite. 4 out of 5 to me is still a great score. I liked it a lot, and like I said, I'm looking forward to what happens in the future. I hope this movie makes enough in the box office to warrant a sequel. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you've seen the movie, what you would rank it out of 5. And if not, if you haven't seen it, are you going to? Are you turned off by what some people are saying about it? Or does this review sell you on, hey, I think I'll at least have a good time, at the theaters watching this? Also, if you got something else you want to watch after this, I did a review on the FX Shogun series based on the novel, and I thought it was great. Some of the best TV I've ever seen. So give it a watch, and appreciate you guys watching this one too. Like and subscribe. This is Guy with No Name signing off.